Alright guys, so welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video, we're finally going to look at the Sony WH-1000XM3. So this is the pair of headphones that everybody is saying that has overthrown Bose for the king of the noise cancelling headphones. And at $350, it's kind of a steep price, but is it worth it? Alright, so before we get into everything, let's go ahead and check out what's inside the box. Now, it does come with a very slim and thin traveling case. It is a hard case, but the reason they make these thin is these headphones are more geared towards people who travel and are on the go, and some people don't have huge backpacks. They have the slimmer bags, and this takes up the least amount of space. In fact, it'll even fit in most purses. But when you open it, you can see that there's already like compartments for everything, even the headphones, and it shows you a diagram to how to lay these out so that they fit in here and don't take up a lot of space. But it also comes with an airline adapter for those who actually still use that. I'm not sure, but at least it's included. It also has a regular headphone cable because if you don't want to use these wireless, you can use them wired. And then it comes with a USB-C cable. I said USB-C because for some reason a lot of companies are still using micro USB, which can make it a hassle, especially considering most of the newer phones that aren't Apple are using USB-C. Now, speaking of battery life and charging, these can get up to 30 hours of battery life. And also, if you pick them up and they're dead and you forget to charge them, with only 10 minutes of charging, you can get 5 hours of battery life. So I can't tell you how many times I've picked up my headphones, realize that they're dead, and if I can charge 10 minutes worth and get 5 hours of use, I'll take that any day. So now the headphones themselves, because honestly, $350, you're hoping that you're going to get this feature-rich, well-built pair of headphones. And when you first pick these up, they're pretty light. So it makes you already start to kind of be a little concerned as far as build quality goes. But I can go ahead and tell you this is completely premium. As far as build quality, you can stretch these out, twist them, turn them, and you don't have anything to worry about. These basically can fold to any configuration that you want. They can fold down to be a small pair like this. They can also lay flat and then kind of turn in like they show inside the case. So you'll be able to get these to fit pretty much anywhere you want them to. Now, the top of the headband is a pleather material. There is plenty of padding in this small area up here, but because these don't weigh a lot, they really don't require a whole lot of padding and a whole lot of headband. Now, the adjustment sliders in here are made out of an aluminum. Definitely something you're not gonna have to worry about. The rest of it just kind of feels plastic. Now, again, I normally would knock that, but this is I guess a premium plastic. Now, as far as the features that's built onto this headphone, you immediately notice that there's not a whole lot of buttons. And to be honest, there doesn't need to be. On the right-hand side is where your touch controls are located. It's basically on the outside. You just swipe your finger forward to be able to skip forward, and you swipe your finger backwards to be able to go back. You also slide your finger up and down to be able to adjust the volume. You also can press and touch for 3 seconds to activate Siri or your Google Assistant or whichever one you're using, which is pretty convenient not to have to pull out your phone and to be able to ask the weather or read a text or anything like that simply just by pressing that button. Right underneath on the right hand side is also where the USB-C plug-in is located. Now, on the left ear cup, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack, you have your power button, and then you have what they label as noise canceling / ambient button, but really you can go in Sony's headphone app and just program it to do many of different things. I actually like to put this as my assistant button. Now, also with these, if you do happen to have them on and somebody comes up to talk to you, or you do need to hear some stuff in your environment, you just kind of cup the right ear cup and it turns the microphones on and amplifies what's going on the outside into the headphones. Basically is keeping you from having to pull these off every time somebody's talking to you or every time you need to hear something. Also, on the outside of the left ear cup is the NFC. Basically, you can just touch your phone to that ear cup and it will automatically connect to whichever NFC device you have. So, big thing here is for $350, how do these things sound? How do they stack up against the Bose? Are they really worth your money? But noise canceling, it's no surprise. These simply block out just as much as the Bose. Now, the noise canceling on the Bose, Some people just simply can't use it. They put them on their ears. It's way too much pressure. It kind of has a vacuum feel to it, and some people just can't use that. It's to where the Sonys, I didn't experience that, but if you do, you can go within Sony's app and you can adjust how much of the noise canceling you want it to do. You can basically pull away any pressure that there may be. Now, sound on these is where it gets a little harder to talk about, because within their app, you can change a lot of different things. You can change the awareness around you. You can change the EQ. It has several different things built in, but I did notice when comparing these to my Pixel 3 and using the LDAC or the aptX, and it's using the stronger Bluetooth connections, you can't change the EQ. It basically locks you in at the sound the way it is. You're also able to turn on different locations that you want to hear more sound out of. So let's say if you're at work and there's a group of people over here that you're wanting to just kind of block out, but you still need to hear the phone or something over here, you can have your music play more to this side or more up front or more back, and you can kind of pinpoint your location. And that's a really impressive feature that I don't think most people talk about. So again, the sound is where this gets interesting. I think that this is an exciting headphone, and this is where I don't think this headphone is for everybody, because anybody that's looking for a flat response, even though these do have EQ adjustments, I can never seem to get these flat. I think at all times you kind of have a boosted bass, a pretty boosted mids where vocals and guitar riffs and things come through very clear. And then I think the treble, if I had to say anything, is probably the weakest point in the headphones. It's not to say they're weak, but if I think I need to nitpick anything, I think the treble could stand to be a little bit bumped up, a little bit brighter, so that it blends in more with the exciting sound. But overall, your listening experience with this, I don't think anybody's really gonna complain. Soundstage, again, is one of those with noise canceling. It's kind of hard to talk about, because as soon as these headphones are blocking everything else out and all you're hearing is music, you tend to think that it's more open than it really is. Now, I'm not saying it's like open back type of headphone listening, but it does give you better pinpoint of where instruments are coming from, or if you're watching a movie, giving you more of the feeling you're in that location. And again, these are geared towards people who travel and are gonna watch a lot of movies, and these really excel in that. A few nitpicks that I had is, like I said, I wish the treble was boosted a little more. I really think that they should have it where you can pair multiple devices at one time, because if you're watching something on a tablet and somebody calls you on the phone, you want to be able to answer it and not have to take your headphones off or disconnect from one device to go to the other. It's just too much of a hassle, and with all the features this has, I don't see how they left that off. But I think Bose finally has something they need to worry about. I don't think they can no longer go at it thinking they're going to be the best and everybody is going to buy their headphones simply from the name alone, because I think Sony has definitely made a huge name in the noise canceling market with this lineup. So guys, that is my review of the Sony WH-1000XM3. I'm just as impressed with them as everybody else that's tried them, and I think the $350 price tag is justified. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.